Vision, a world where all living things are able to thrive in their natural habitats. Mission and objective, make citizens conscious of climate change and deforestation and encourage them to help and donate. An overview of the global issue. Climate change is when there is a big difference in normal climate patterns over a long amount of time. Since the end of the last ice age, 10,000 years ago, the Earth's climate has been changing very fast. Scientists are still not sure why this is happening, but they are sure that at least part of the damage is caused by human activity. This is considered a global issue since it is having a very strong impact on all living things. Some examples of effects are the melting of glaciers, which leads to a rise in sea level. Many species are having to migrate and adapt to new habitats, which can lead to their extinction, and some places have become extremely dry, meanwhile others have received a lot more rain than what they are used to. Deforestation is the cutting down of forests, normally used to describe the act of humans removing trees from the planet. People have been cutting down trees for hundreds of years, but it wasn't until a few years ago that the issue became very concerning. Loss of habitat, increased greenhouse gases, water in the atmosphere, and soil erosion and flooding are some of the effects caused by deforestation. Three causes for global warming are forestry, waste and wastewater, and agriculture. And three causes for deforestation are to make more land available for housing and urbanization, to harvest timber to create commercial products like paper, furniture, and homes, and to create highly priced consumer items like palm oil. Where in the world is this a bigger and more problematic issue? Climate change is a very serious issue that is affecting every place on the planet, yet some places are suffering the consequences more than others. Some examples of places that are being deeply harmed are the Great Barrier Reef in Australia, the city of Venice in Italy, Glacier National Park in Montana, the Dead Sea, the Amazon forest, the Yamal Peninsula in Russia, the Maldives, the Alps, Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, and Alaska. Deforestation is also affecting many countries around the world, for example, Brazil, Peru, Bolivia, Indonesia, Russia, Mexico, Papua New Guinea, Sudan, and Nigeria, and all of these statistics are per year. Deforestation eye-popping statistics. Every minute, forests the size of 20 football fields is cut down. We've lost 50% of the world's original forests. Experts estimate that we're losing 137 plant, animal, and insect species every single day due to rainforest deforestation. Climate change eye-popping statistics. More than 1 million species face extinction. Climate change could be irreversible by 2030. In the last century, global sea level rose 6.7 inches. Carbon dioxide levels are at their highest in 800,000 years. So this is an article that was taken from the New York Times, and it talks about how the marine life has been greatly threatened by the heat waves. So why I chose this global issue? What I found interesting about this issue and personal connection. So I found it very interesting because I believe that it is a very important topic and we have to create more awareness and motivate people to help stop climate change and deforestation. I have a very strong personal connection because I am very passionate about helping our planet and all of the living things that in it, because this is an issue that will have a very strong impact in my future. I really want my kids to be able to play and run outside, hike an iceberg or a mountain full of trees, and swim in the ocean. And I am very confident that if we all work together, we can make a positive change to ourselves and future generations. No challenge possesses a greater threat to the future generations than climate change. President Obama. The most interesting thing I learned was about the 350.org organization. I navigated through their website and I learned a lot of what they do and all of the projects they have. I feel very inspired and I really want to get involved. And now, talking about information, the most interesting thing I learned was that I didn't know that 1 million species are facing extinction. I was aware of this issue but never imagined it was so severe. I do plan on getting involved. I am very passionate about this topic and I really want to work hard to make a positive change. I am already recycling at home and trying to lower my CO2 gas emissions, but I will still like to work with a professional and worldwide organization. The 350 organization is an international movement of ordinary people that are working to end the age of fossil fuels and build a world of community-led renewable energy for all. Their mission statement is that they believe in a safe climate and better future, a just, prosperous, and equitable world built with the power of ordinary people. They work in Africa, Arab world, East Asia, South Asia, Europe, Latin America, and North America. I would like to get involved. I think that creating groups is a very fun and easy way to help the planet. I would love to become part of one and help in the events they organize. I would also like to help by donating money. Some three successes that they have is that 17,000 people signed the promise to protect, 350 municipalities in Brazil banned from fracking, and three coal plants were cancelled in Turkey. In this website, you can get involved in different events they have around the world. These are some examples of projects they currently have. Here you can input your data and join the movement. You can also visit this link to donate money. You can later watch this video to learn more about what they do. Their social media accounts are linked to the icon so you can visit them later. The next organization is called Plus O2. Their mission statement is that they want to improve the quality of the air through reforestation, bioremediation, and decarbonation. They are not looking to replace the trees or the integral solution. Their mission is to inform, create awareness, and act. They are located in Monterrey, Mexico. Their accomplishments is that they are just starting, so they haven't implemented any of the machines, but they are being able to sell many shirts, so that means that they are soon going to place one in Monterrey. I am already helping this organization because I bought one of the shirts they are selling to earn money. I am now focusing on spreading their message. I decided to help this organization because I think their idea is great and can truly make a change in the city. Here you can find their social media accounts. If you visit this link, you can buy their products and help the cause. This is how the two websites will look like when you visit them. Here is a brief history about climate change. In 1769, James Watt patents his steam engine and makes the Industrial Revolution and the use of fossil fuels start. In 1824, Joseph Fourier recognizes that the atmosphere acts as a blanket, keeping the Earth warm, in other words, the greenhouse effect. In 1861, John Tyndall measures the absorption of heat or infrared radiation by greenhouse gases. In 1896, Svante Arrhenius publishes a paper estimating temperature changes due to changing carbon dioxide levels in the atmosphere. In 1938, Guy Callendar publishes first evidence the world had recently warmed, with a large part down to extra carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. In 1958, Charles David Keeling begins measurements of carbon dioxide at the Mauna Loa Observatory in Hawaii and finds a clear record of rising CO2 levels in the atmosphere. In 1988, the Intergovernmental Panel of Climate Change is set up by the UN to produce assessments based on available science of all aspects of climate change and its impacts. In 1989, UK Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher warns of the threat of climate change in a speech to the UN. She calls for an international treaty on global warming. In 1997, the world's first climate change treaty, the Kyoto Protocol, is agreed, with developed nations committing to cut their emissions. In 2015, after failed attempts to get a new comprehensive treaty in place, countries meet again in Paris to try to agree on a global deal for curbing greenhouse gases emissions, as the year is the hottest on record.